Hello, hello. All right. Today we're going to get into a significantly more complicated topic for geometry. Welcome to 2021, where everything gets harder. Um, so, yeah, we're just going to hop right into it, and we're going to talk about triangle congruency. So I'm going to blow these guys up here. It may look like there's only one triangle, but unfortunately, that is not correct. There are two. Where's my text? There we go. So there are two triangles here. We've got triangle. If you go around the triangle, we've got triangle A, B, C, right? So that's this guy right here. And if we go around the same order, so we started at A and went across where this mark is to the right angle and then down. So start, go across where the mark is from the right angle and down. Same order, right? We're going to get S, B, C. So we've got two triangles, ABC, SBC. We need to prove that these two triangles are congruent. They are equal to each other in every single way. That's what we're trying to prove here. Well, in order to do that, we have we have five, but I'm going to teach you today four postulates. So congruency postulates. Imagine a postulate is just kind of like I don't want to explain it. It's not a theory because it's something that's been proven. Oh, there you go. It's a proven theory, right? This is something that works all the time. You know, if these conditions are met, it's true. Now, these are purely based on congruency, which I spelled wrong. Congruency. There we go. All right. Why is that line there? Whatever. Congruency postulates. So there are four that we're going to go over today, and they're entirely based on what sides or angles have you proven are equal in the other triangle. So, for instance, if you can prove that three sides of triangle ABC are equal to the three sides on SBC, then you have SSS congruency. Congruency. I'm gonna feel bad if that's spelled wrong. All right. But yeah, SSS congruency. Now, this may blow your mind. Three sides, SSS. SSS stands for, you ready for this? Side, side, side. Simple, right? So if you can prove that three sides are equal to three other sides on another triangle, you know, equal in measurement and everything else, then they're congruent, as in they're the exact same triangles in two different places. So that's SSS. There's also SAS congruency. Man, I am not an English teacher. Don't grade me on my spelling. All right. So SAS. Well, in triangles, there are only two things, right? Sides, and then it's called a triangle, right? So there's sides and there's angles. So I'm betting you can guess what that A stands for. The S's stand for side. The A stands for angle. This is side angle side congruency. So there are two more that are mildly more complicated. ASA congruency. Oh man, there we go. Congruency. Which I think you've got the handle. I'll quit the joke. You know, it's angle side angle. And then the last one, AAS congruency. Oh man, there we go. Angle, angle, side. So you've got SSS, SAS, ASA, and AAS right now. Now, all this is proving that these two triangles are equal to each other. It's just proving that they're equal to each other. And since I said the word proving, get ready. I'm not in the quiz that's coming up, not on the quiz that this is based on, but on the next one, there's going to be proofs again. I know everyone loves them so much. Yeah, but that's what this is based on. These would be statements. Actually, I'm sorry, these would be reasons in a chart, in a proof. But I'm going to save that for a little bit later. I want to get the concept down first. So that's what we're going to do. So we need to prove triangle ABC is equal to SBC. These two are congruent. And all we have to do is find sides or angles that are equal to each other in these two triangles. So if we look, there's already some markings for us. They've already marked that AB is equal to BS, right? Well, AB, SB. So we know AB is equal to SB. They've already marked that. And then they have the right angle here, which would make this what? Well, two angles on a line add up to 180. 180 minus 90 is 90. So we know that this angle right here is also 90 degrees. So angle B in ABC is equal to angle B in SBC because they're both 90. So we have a side and an angle. So this is how I want you to basically go through, kind of like reason through this, is count up what you have first, and then go to your 4 congruency postulates and figure out which ones can't work. If I have one side and one angle, then it's not SSS. It's not side, side, side. I have an angle. So it's not one of those, right? It's not that one specifically. Could it be SAS? Well, I have a side and an angle. I just need another side. Could it be ASA or AAS? Absolutely. I have a side and an angle. If I found another angle, it'd be one of these two. So we need to figure it out. But right now, that's everything on the picture. Now we get to add something. So looking at this picture, nothing else indicates what else is equal to the other triangle. We've got AB and SB, we've got angle B and this angle B, right? The two different angle Bs. So now we're just kind of stuck, except we're not. This side right here, running all the way up the middle, side BC, is the exact same ABC, SBC. It's the exact same side. And it happens to be in both triangles, doesn't it? Which means it is, of course, equal to itself. It's equal in both triangles because it's in both triangles. So if you go all the way back, which when we go back to proofs, I'm going to repost those notes. But if you go all the way back to proofs from last semester, there was a property called, man, my brain is breaking, reflexive property, which was just something is equal to itself. This right here is where you would use that in a proof. BC equals BC because of reflexive property. But I'm getting ahead of myself. All you need to know is that if they share a side, then that side is equal in both triangles. So you can just mark it up. So we've done all that. Now we can count. We've got one side, one angle, and another side. Side, angle, side, right? Side, angle, side. Two sides and an angle will give you SAS. These two are crossed out because it's not them, right? We don't have two angles. We have two sides and an angle. When it comes to SAS, the order doesn't matter. If you have two sides and an angle, it is SAS, no matter what. So I can say ABC is equal to SBC because of SAS. I know that seemed like a lot of work. Once you get the process down, though, it's nowhere near as hard. But these two are equal through SAS. So I'm going to do a couple more practice problems with you to make sure that we really solidify this concept together. And then, you know, send you on your own. So let's look at this guy. What is that? Did I do that? Where are you from? All right, cool. Yeah, that's big enough. I'm gonna try and keep those notes up there. It's kind of hard to see with my background and everything. Let's do this. There we go. Cool. All right. So new triangle, we got triangle ABC, PQC, right? ABC, PQC. I'll write them down because that helps a lot. ABC, and then PQC. Cool. So these are our two triangles. Notice that I put them in order of corresponding to each other. Like when I start at A, I go across the side with one notch, and then I go across the side with two notches. There's nowhere else I can start in the other triangle where I go across one notch, then two notches, unless I start at P and trace it out, PQC. This is going to become important later, not on the next test, but later. So just trying to, start now. So we need to start figuring out which postulates we can use. Well, we've got one side here, right? AB is equal to PQ. They marked it. BC is equal to QC. They marked that. So we have two sides. Well, if we have two sides, then which of these four postulates are out? Well, SSS, that's three sides. If we find another side, we're good. SAS, that's two sides and an angle. If we find another angle, it's that. ASA only has one side, so we're not using that. AAS only has one side, so we're not using that. So now it's already between these two. We find another side, it's SSS. We find another angle, or we find an angle, SAS. So let's look. I guess I'll do that. So they're not sharing a side at all. And then, of course, the names would kind of give it away as well. If they were sharing a side, they would have the exact same letters in the name. A, B, C, P, Q, C. A, B, P, Q aren't the same. But C is. C is the same. That's interesting. It's real interesting. C's right here in the middle. C denotes this angle and this angle in the two triangles, right? Now, could we know that those two angles are equal? If they're equal, then hey, we figured it out. And from a long time ago, we can figure out if those two are equal. Anytime two lines cross, you get vertical angles. Two lines cross, you get vertical angles. It creates two pairs of equal angles, up and down and left and right. And it looks like AQ, this huge line going right through the middle, and PB going through the middle here are two lines crisscrossing. So the angle up here and down here are equal, but more importantly, the angle on the left and the angle on the right are equal. Since those are equal, well, we mark it, and we have SSA. Well, we found an angle, so which one is it? Oh, let me move that. Vertical angles right there. All right, cool. But yeah, you've probably already guessed it by now. It's ABC is equal to PQC because of SAS. Side angle side. So it's just a mild process. It's something you have to kind of look at and start putting together and figuring out. It's always going to be one of these fours for the time being. But I've got a couple more. I literally have a couple. I have two more practice problems because they do some weird stuff and I want you to catch it. We also need to talk about ASA and AAS because they both have two angles and a side. We've just been using, well, are there three sides or three angles? I'm sorry, three sides or two sides and an angle? That's been our, what tells us which one we're using. We're going to switch that up right now. So looking at these two, I'm going to write out the triangles first. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go from A along the side with one mark to C. And then I'm going to go down to the angle. So that's going to make this triangle ACB. If I go in the same order over here, I have to go down the side with one notch to the middle and then down to the angle. If I start at E, come down and over, that'll work. ECD. Same order. Cool. And then very much like the last question, since we're going to kind of speed this up, very much like the last question, what do we have right here in the middle? Well, we've got vertical angles, right? These two lines are crisscrossing. You've got 4 angles. The one up here and the one down here will be equal. But again, more importantly, this guy on the left will be equal to this guy on the right, because they're vertical angles. So before we do anything else, let's count them up. We've got a side equal to a side, so that's 1s. We got an angle equal to an angle, that's an A. And we got an angle and an angle, or we got an angle and an angle here, that's another A. 2 A's and an S. Well, it's definitely not SSS. We don't have 3 sides. We have 2 A's and an S. It can't be SAS. 2 A's, right? Angle, angle, and side. Angle, angle, side. Hold on now. These are the same. 2 angles and a side. 2 angles and a side. So how do we tell the difference between these two? Well, these are the only two where the order matters. And more specifically, where the side you have is. To explain that, this guy right here, the notch, dead smack in the middle of the side, signifying that AC is equal to EC. Wherever this notch is, changes whether it's ASA or AAS. If it's between the 2 angles, then it's ASA. Literally, the side is between the 2 angles. If it's not, then it's AAS. If you go around the triangle, reading off what you have, it becomes very obvious which one this is. If I go here and start at this angle and go, all right, well, I have an angle, and a side. Okay. And if I start over here, side, angle, angle. That side is not in between the 2 angles, is it? Which makes this ACB is equal to ECD because of AAS. Since that side is not between the 2 angles, it cannot be ASA. Side has to be, I mean, in this picture, we would have to have this side right here for it to be angle, side, angle, because it'll literally read, I have an angle, a side, and an angle. But that's not this question. This question is AAS. The side is away from the 2 angles, not between them. So it's a tiny distinction, and since it's really small and kind of pointless, you can be sure that, you know, the people who make your tests are going to put it on there. So, one last question for us to do together, and then we will be finished with this video. You guys can move on to your test. Woo, right? All right. So, we've got, I'm going to start at where the angle is and go down the side with the notch and then come back up. So I have triangle ABC, what a surprise. Coming down here, if I start at the angle, that's S, I got to go up the side with the notch, so SBT. Those are my 2 triangles. Well, I seem to have hammered this a lot. I didn't realize well, 3 of my 4 practice problems used vertical angles, but there are vertical angles. No, there's not. Yes, there is. Never mind. Yeah. All right, we're good. Sorry, I was getting confused by the picture for a second there, but that's my fault. All right. So looking right here, these aren't 2 lines crisscrossing. I mean, frankly, there's actually another reason why these 2 angles are equal. I didn't vet this question well enough. That's my fault. But I will tell you off the bat, without any very complicated processes, that this angle is equal to this one, over here. So we have these two angles equal. So now let's start crossing off the ones that it can't be. We have an angle, a side, and an angle. We have two angles and a side. It's not SSS. We have two angles and a side. It's not SAS. Two angles and a side, so it's one of these two, either ASA or AAS. And if you count, or not count, I'm sorry, if you go around the triangle like we did in the last question, starting with what you have, I have an angle, a side, and an angle. ASA. If I go the other way, I have an angle, a side, and an angle. ASA. Well, that automatically makes it ASA. The side is between, physically between the two angles that you know are equal. So ABC, sorry about hitting the mic, ABC equals SBT through ASA. There's not, I mean, well, there's no math, really, on this concept. There's just a lot of attention you need to pay to each question. But I wholeheartedly believe that if you watch this video, and I'm going to post like the notes and whatnot, you'll be just fine on the quiz. But if not, you know, holler at me on Canvas. Send me a message. I'm more than happy to help you. And yeah, y'all have a great one, and I will talk to you later.